Ever found yourself scrolling through your phone, deep diving into random Wikipedia articles about ancient Egyptian toothpaste, when you were supposed to be working on something important? Yeah, same. And here's the wild thing. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you lack willpower. It's because your brain's playing a trick on you. And today I'm going to show you how to beat it. Not with some overcomplicated productivity system or motivational speech about hustling harder, but with one tiny, ridiculously simple trick that can shrink overwhelming tasks down to nothing. It takes less than 2 minutes, literally. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a simple move you can make anytime you're stuck in a procrastination spiral, and you'll actually use it. Let's get into it. First, let's get real about why procrastination happens. A lot of people think procrastination is a time management problem. It's not. It's an emotion management problem. When you look at a big, complicated, or boring task, like writing that report, clearing your inbox, or finally sorting out your room, your brain doesn't just see work. It feels stress, it feels dread, and your instinct? Avoidance. Because your brain's job isn't to make you productive, it's to keep you safe and comfortable, which is why you end up doing literally anything else that feels easier. Ever deep cleaned your entire kitchen when you had a deadline? Yeah, it's that. But here's where things get interesting. There's a way to short-circuit this mental trap. You don't need to overhaul your discipline or wait for motivation to strike. What you need is a way to trick your brain into getting started. And I've got 2 tools for you. I call it the 2-minute rule and the next smallest step. I know, not the sexiest names, but trust me, they work. Here's how it goes. Let's start with the 2-minute rule. The idea is simple. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. But here's the part people miss. You can also use the 2-minute rule to start anything, because no matter how massive or scary a job looks, there's always a way to take the first 2 minutes of it. And once you start, your brain's resistance drops. Why? Because motion beats emotion. Taking action changes your mood. It changes your focus. Think about it. Have you ever dragged yourself to the gym dreading it, then felt completely fine 5 minutes in? It's that. So whatever it is you're putting off, don't tell yourself you have to finish it. Just ask yourself, what's a version of this I could do in 2 minutes or less? You don't have to write the whole report. Just open the document and type 1 sentence. You don't have to clean the whole kitchen. Just wash 1 plate. You don't have to run a mile. Just put on your running shoes. That's it. Because momentum is magic. Once you start moving, your brain's resistance melts away. Let's do a quick demo. Imagine you've been avoiding studying for an exam. Feels awful just thinking about it, right? Now, what's something you could do in 2 minutes? Open your notes. Write down 3 bullet points you remember from last class. Done. Chances are, now you're already on a roll, and it doesn't feel nearly as hard as it did 2 minutes ago. That's the 2-minute rule. Simple, game-changing. Now, let's add the second move, the next smallest step. Sometimes, a task feels too big because you're looking at the entire thing at once. It's like standing at the bottom of a mountain, staring up and thinking, I'll never make it to the top. But if you just focus on the next step in front of you, it suddenly becomes doable. So here's the technique. When you catch yourself procrastinating, ask, what's the next smallest step I could take right now? Not the next 5 steps, not the whole plan, just the very next tiniest, least scary thing. It might be as tiny as opening a file, writing a title, texting a friend to ask for advice, Googling a topic, and that's enough. Because progress is progress, no matter how small, and small steps compound fast. I tried this myself last week. I had a monstrous to-do list. Stuff like finish proposal, update website, book appointment, reply to 47 emails. It felt like a mountain. So I asked myself, okay, what's the absolute easiest thing I could do right now? I opened my inbox and replied to 1 message, then another. Then suddenly, I'd cleared 15 emails. The mountain wasn't gone, but it felt way smaller. And that tiny first step is what got me moving. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. Your brain loves finishing things. Every time you complete a task, even a tiny one, your brain releases a little hit of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical that makes you want to keep going. So when you take a small step, you're not just making progress, you're literally rewiring your brain to associate action with reward. And over time, it makes starting easier and procrastinating harder. It's science, baby. Okay, let's make this practical. Here's your 3-step anti-procrastination plan you can use right now. 1. Pick the task you've been avoiding. Big or small, doesn't matter. 2. Ask yourself, what's one tiny thing I could do in 2 minutes or less? Not finish it, just start. 3. If it takes longer than 2 minutes, break it down again. Find the next smallest step, then do it. Not later, not when you feel like it. Now. Because action is what kills procrastination. And once you're moving, momentum takes over. Listen, procrastination isn't a flaw in your character. It's a natural brain habit, but you don't have to stay stuck. With the 2-minute rule and the next smallest step, you can shrink any overwhelming task down to something you can actually handle. And once you're moving, everything changes. So, pick your task, find your tiny step, and start. You've got this. And hey, if this helped, give it a like, maybe share it with that friend who's currently deep diving cat memes instead of doing their work. You know the one. I'll see you in the next one. Small steps, big wins.